Hello everyone, it's Lisa Ann from Lisa Ann Tarot. Okay, I did a twin flame energy check-in reading, and we have a lot going on. This actually got a lot bigger than I intended, but it's actually a pretty good and pretty intense reading. So we'll get started. So the first card here is the theme for this week. My intention for this was to be the current energies for this current week, what's going on, and then when I talk about future energies, that's sort of the result of what we're going through this week or through these current energies. So the theme for this week is going to be forward movement. That's pretty self-explanatory. For a lot of people in the collective, their connections have been sort of on pause, suspended, not a lot going on, in separation, little to no contact. So we're finally going to start to see those cogwheels sort of start to turn, which is good news for a lot of people. Alright, so I did the connection energies at the top. This will be the Divine Masculine, his headspace, heart space, and future energies. This is the Divine Feminine, her headspace, heart space, and future energies. I have guidance from the archangels for the connection and for each counterpart, and messages from Spirit. And then I have messages to and from each counterpart as well. So let's start with bottom of all the decks. So the bottom of the deck for the theme, which would be the overall purpose of this connection. If this connection sort of resonates with you, then one of your parts of your contract or your purpose of your contract is about unconditional love. So the one message that I got, a channel message that I got about unconditional love this week is that's the whole key. The whole key to this journey. The key to this journey is to learn what unconditional love is and to start with yourself. When we love someone unconditionally, we do not set any kind of parameters. We do not set any kind of requirements. We just love them, and that's the way it is. You know, a lot of people go through and it's like, well, when am I going to find my twin flame, or when are we coming into union? And that is like their whole focus. But the focus isn't on union. The focus is on the unconditional love. You can't come into alignment until your heart is free of your ego, of fear. You can't have anything in there that is holding you back. So you have to release anything that is holding you back as far as, you know, resentments and grudges and, you know, bad feelings that you have towards other people and that you have towards yourself. If you can't look at yourself and love yourself for who you are, how is somebody else going to do that? And if you remember that your twin is your mirror, your twin is you. So if you can't fully love yourself, they can't love you either. So the biggest message and the biggest lesson for the collective that resonates with this reading is to learn unconditional love. If you can sit back and say, you know what, I know who my twin is and I love them dearly, and if they don't pick me or we don't come together, it's okay, because I want them to be happy, and I send them all the love, and they'll always have my love. They'll always be in my heart because they are me. And until you can actually say that without any but behind it, or, you know, any kind of condition, you know, once you can say that, then you know you've sort of reached a place where you're ready to come into alignment, or you are coming into alignment. You've learned the lesson of unconditional love, and you're ready for the next steps. Um, Bottom of the deck for the um, connection energies, we have teamwork and we have twin flame. So, um, this is a soul connection. This is a twin flame connection. This is the ultimate of contracts. Um, you've signed up for this as a team, to work as a team, to reach unconditional love. And that is what this was all about, the overall theme for that. At the bottom of the decks for the feminine, we have the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is about contemplation. It's about being creative, um, sort of looking out, looking out on the world, and getting ready to um, move forward. We have the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is about self-love. It is about filling your own cup of love. Loving yourself enough to love somebody else. Bottom of the deck for the Archangel guidance, we have stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation, ambitious plans. So we have the Emperor. So the Emperor energy is about making plans, about making long-range plans, about being in your power, about being stable enough to move forward. Again, forward motion we have. Bottom of the deck for the masculine's energies, we have Queen of Swords. And I believe this came out a couple times somewhere. Maybe as clarifiers. This is the feminine. He knows in his overall energy that he is going to have to sort of drop the emotion and really come forward with open and honest communication. Cut through the crap. The Queen of Swords is very to the point and no emotion, just let it all out there, no farting around. So that's his energy. His clarifiers, we have the Queen of Pumpkins. This is the Queen of Pentacles, which is a match to her future energies, the Divine Feminine's future energies for her clarifiers. And bottom of the deck for messages, we have romance. Cupid's arrows strike. So we have a lot of things kind of ramping up. We have romance ramping up. We have forward motion. We have self-love, unconditional love, all throughout this whole reading. So let's get started on the current connective energies. So the first cards that we have come out, we have Seeker and Metamorphosis. So right now with this connection, if you are in separation with little or no contact, you're both kind of getting to that point where you're wondering, what they're doing. You might be looking them up on social media, asking friends who might know about them, what's going on with them, because you're not in contact. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So you might be checking up on each other. But with that, there's a metamorphosis. So there is a transition happening. There is a change going on in the energies, how you're looking at each other, how you perceive each other's position in life. So that does indicate a big change in the energy. We have nightmare and solitude. So in this connection, this does indicate to me that there is a separation, that there is sort of a break in the action, that you're both very much in your own energy, and in a single energy. You're not entertaining others. You're simply going within and really thinking about things. And the nightmare card to me is about your innermost fears. It's about really looking at why you're afraid to move forward, what is holding you back. Um, possibly having nightmares, possibly doing a lot of healing in your dreams. So, this connection is going through a lot of sort of dredging up very deep emotions right now. And then we have the journey and victim. So this tells me that this connection is these two people are fully engaged, whether they're aware of it or not, into this journey, that they're very invested. Um, it keeps coming around. And I keep wanting to say, whether they know it or not, but I have a feeling that this connection, these people, one could be awake and one is just awakening or hasn't really come full circle with the spiritual aspect of this connection. So they're really just seeing it as, I really like this person, but why? Why is this happening? Why can't I get them out of my head? Why do they keep coming back? I keep trying to go away. Why are they coming back? But now they're kind of getting in the idea that, what, there's something going on here that I can't forget about this person. So they're becoming awakened to the journey. But things that are going on in their physical life, in their 3D life, sort of have them um, not tied down, but have them otherwise engaged so that they can't fully engage in the journey. So they have to deal with certain things in their life other than pursuing this connection, and that could be leading to um, this separation. So there could be family issues, there could be work-related issues, there could be the fact that there's distance. Maybe you don't live in the same state or the same country. Um, so there are things that this journey is bringing around that has you apart right now. And so there's sort of that victim type mentality. Um, Also for this week, current energies, we have divine healing and we have karmic partner. So what I want to say about the karmic partner, this could be um, a couple of different things. This could be, to me, the message that I get through with this isn't that it's necessarily that they're with somebody else, um, but possibly somebody they had, maybe they're already divorced or maybe they're already have left their karmic partner. But that person has really affected their life in a certain way that it's really affecting them moving forward. So there's sort of divine intervention stepping in, trying to help um, heal the wounds that were left by the karmic partner, or heal the things that are keeping them from addressing um, how the partner still affects their life, even though they're not in their life. Um, I do have solitude, so I don't believe that's like a third party, but I do think that there's something that's left over from a karmic partnership that is affecting this connection from moving forward. And just know that the divine is stepping in this week to help heal some of those wounds for this connection. So now I want to look at possible future energies after we get through the healing and everything that we're doing for this week. So we have investment and we have divine feminine. So this speaks to me that once we get into the masculine's energy, the masculines are going through a lot of healing this week, a lot of aha moments, a lot of epiphanies, and while he's doing his thing, the feminine, being already in her power, is trying to maintain that, and she is making investments now for their future. She's still going about her life, and she's working and establishing, building a foundation and establishing herself, keeping her vibrations high, um, really keeping in her power. So that's a big investment that she's making into this connection, and coming in the future energies. We have compassionate and reinvention. So coming out of those energies, I think that the partners are going, the counterparts are going to have um, sort of a renewed view of each other and of this connection, and they're going to realize how much they've grown and how much they've been through along this journey, and it's really going to bring about feelings of compassion for each other. Um, when you do come out of separation, and your masculine comes forward or the feminine comes forward, if they were the one that sort of ran, um, you have to have that compassion for them. You have to welcome them back with open arms and realize that everything happens for a reason, and they're doing the best they can with the tools that they have. Um, so you really have to sort of, I've seen people make comments about how they're mad at their twin, they're upset, they're pissed off. Um, they're done with them because they're not doing what they want them to do. Well, that's not unconditional love now, is it? Unconditional, if you had a unconditional love, whatever they did wouldn't, not that it wouldn't matter, but you would have an understanding that it had to happen, like it was something that had to be done. We have suspension and we have cycles. So the suspension does speak to the separation, but we also have a full moon coming up. So I think that the full moon cycle, with the next full moon, the status of that suspension is going to change. Um, Whatever is holding up the counterparts at this time, whether it's divine intervention, um, or something that needs to be healed or addressed, is going to complete itself within the cycle of the moon, and with the next full moon, that cycle will be completed. I think both counterparts in their energies somewhere got the world. So the world is about completing cycles. Um, so with the cycles being completed and the full moon coming, that suspension or that status of the connection is going to be lifted, because the next cards up are solid offer and new direction. So coming out of kind of putting the story together, coming out of the current energies, we're going to heal some issues with karmic partners. We're going to heal some things that are going on with both the counterparts pertaining to wounds that they might have had from other people. Really kind of clear out that heart space and open it up to this connection, because we have the divine feminine making plans and investing in the future for this connection. We have them reinventing themselves and reinventing this connection to the fact that they're coming around to each other. So it is going to take a new direction, and there will be a solid offer coming in the future for this connection. Let's see. All right, so we'll get into the, I'll put this over here for now. We're going to get into the masculine. I said we'll come back to the guidance from spirit and other messages at the end. So in his headspace right now, current energies through this week, in his headspace, we have judgment. And judgment is clarified by the Two of Ghosts, which is the Two of Cups. So right now, in this week coming up in his headspace, he's really thinking hard about his Two of Cups. He's thinking hard about relationships. He's really bringing it like on the table, sort of a judgment day. Reevaluating how he feels about relationships, about this connection, about coming together. So all of that is really being evaluated right now. we have the King of Cups. So in his headspace, he is the King of Cups. He is um, returned to his kind and caring self. He is very stable in his emotions, and is feeling emotions again. There was a long time where he had shut emotions down. So in his headspace, he is coming back to that King of Cups type energy, and we clarify that by the Wheel of Fortune. So this is about destiny. This is about, you know, it's time for things to move forward, and the Wheel of Destiny turns, and you are the King of Cups. It's time for you to be the King of Cups, is what I'm getting. The next card up was the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is sort of an energy of being bored, of being disillusioned with your current situation. And being that this connection is in separation, and he's full in a judgment day about, really thinking about his Two of Cups, about relationships. He's really not satisfied with the way he's living his life right now. And we clarify that by the Six of Ghosts. So he's very nostalgic. He's very nostalgic about this connection. He's dissatisfied the way things are now, the fact that they're in separation. His life isn't turning out the way he sort of thought it would. So he's thinking back and very nostalgic about better times, about happier times. All the ghosts on the card are smiling and in pairs. They're doubled up. So this is about, thinking about this connection, about this relationship. And then we have the Knight of Ghosts. So the Knight of Ghosts is the Knight of Swords, I believe. Oh, no, the Knight of Cups. So this is about thinking about coming forward with an offer of love. Making an offer, coming towards his Two of Cups. So he's really, really thinking in his head hard. And then the next two cards came out together. So we have the Three of Cups and we have the Tower. So, in clarifying this, so the Three of Cups is about sort of a celebration. It's about coming together and having something to celebrate. Some people look at it as a union card. But being that it came out with the Tower, I thought it was interesting. So the way I'm getting this is he's going in his mind, he's going through big changes. The Tower is about not only destruction, but it is about a quick, drastic change. And having the Three of Cups come out with this, it's showing that there is a favorable outcome from this destruction of the Tower. That with everything that he's nostalgic about, that he's thinking about his Two of Cups, that he's getting in his King of Cups, a lot of emotions right now in his head, which is a good thing. For a long time, the masculines were very cut off from their emotions. So this is just indicating there's a positive outcome. And then our clarifiers are the Eight of Bats, which is the Swords, Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Imps, which is the Eight of Wands. So the Tower energy is the swift change that has a positive outcome has to do with the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is an energy where you're kind of in a self-imposed prison. You are stressed out. You are creating isolation for yourself. But it's really has no real anchor in the real world. Okay, it's all kind of in your head. So this Tower moment that's going to happen is going to break up this Eight of Swords energy with a positive outcome. And the Eight of Wands is indicating that it's going to happen very rapidly, and it could indicate communication coming forward. So the masculine in his headspace is thinking about coming forward with communication because he's having a breakdown of the things that have him stressed and have him held down. and it's all going to, is part of the Wheel of Fortune. It's part of the destiny turning. Um, so that's all very positive stuff in his headspace. In his heart space, we have, first card out, in his heart space, he is the Emperor. He is in his power. He is, we have the Emperor. That's a match to the Archangel's guidance as well. And his clarifier is the High Priestess. So he is very much in his power. His heart is opening up to the fact that he knows certain things in his heart. The High Priestess is all about intuition. It's all about an inner knowing. And being that this is his heart space, he is starting to listen to his heart. He is gaining control of his emotions and what he wants in his life. And he's really listening to his heart right now. The next card out is the Strength card, clarified by the Nine of Ghosts. So the Strength card is about gathering strength. It is about sort of standing in your power and really saving up your energy to go forth and conquer something. And the Nine of Cups is about wishes being fulfilled. So he's really looking towards what he wished for. He's gaining strength because wishes are starting to be granted to him. We have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is about the contract. So he is really in his heart space. He knows that this is a soul contract connection. He's ready to honor that contract. And we have clarifying that the King of Bats, which is the King of Swords. So he's ready to come forward as the King of Swords and speak his truth. Speak his truth about this contract, about how he feels about his counterpart. And then we had two cards come out on this one as well. So we have the Chariot, which is clarified by the Six of Wands. So that's forward motion. The Chariot is about moving forward. It's about finding balance. And the Six of Wands is about claiming a small victory. So in his heart, he's really feeling victorious about his decisions and how he feels and following his heart forward into victory. Next card up, we have Six of Wands. So he's really, really celebrating right now. And that's clarified by the Ten of Bats. So the Ten of Bats is the sword. So this is about a very defeated energy. But being that it's coming out with the Six of Wands, he is getting out of this Ten of Swords energy. He's closing out this cycle, and he's claiming victory over that stress, over that. So he's cleaning that up and getting all that sort of defeated old energy that's in his heart. That armor is starting to open up in his heart. So he's really, claiming victory over top of that Ten of Swords energy that's in his heart. And that's good news, because the masculines have been so closed up in their hearts, and that heart armor is so tight and so heavy, and just the fact that he's claiming victory over that means that his heart is opening up, and he's recognizing that, and that's great news. All right, so possible future energies once we get through all this healing and all this change here. What does our masculine look like? So the first card up is the World. So we have cycles are closed, cycles are closing. We're getting out of a lot of this Eight of Swords, Ten of Swords. We're getting out of a lot of very embattled, very burdened energy. The Five of Swords. So we have the cycle closing on the Five of Swords energy as well here. The inner turmoil that he had going on, and his head over his heart is going to settle down because that cycle is closed. And then we have, to clarify that, the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands, like we said before, is like contemplating your next steps, contemplating, you know, new possibilities. Yeah, really looking out over the world and how you're going to proceed forward. The next card up is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is about planning, planning your next steps. So in clarification, we have the Ace of Imps and the Page of Imps. Okay, so this is Wands. This is the Ace of Wands, which is an opportunity, and the Page of Imps is about moving forward with that new opportunity. So he's making plans to come forward with something, to move this connection forward, to move his life forward. Then we have the Justice card. So the next card up is Justice. He wants to bring justice to this connection. You know, possibly come forward with an apology. Come forward with open and honest communication. He wants to balance the scales between the two of them where it might not have been very balanced before. So we're going to clarify that with the Nine of Wands, which is about being, what's the word? What's the word? Being liberated, taking action. I can't think of the word. Kind of sticking to your guns. Determined, being determined. And then we have the Nine of Bats. So that's about being very stressed out, very stressed out about his future and about the way things are going to be. So the Nine of Bats and the Nine of Imps coming up at the same time, he's going to bring justice between being stressed and being determined to move forward. He's going to find balance between his head and his heart. So he's really starting to even out the scales. And then we have the Lovers. So he's very much thinking about this connection, about bringing it forward, and that's clarified by the Two of Pumpkins and the Three of Ghosts. So this is the Two of Pentacles and the Three of Cups, clarifying the Lover. So he's really thinking about this relationship, and he wants to bring it forward and celebrate. So his decision that he's trying to make is whether, how to come forward towards this relationship with reason to celebrate. So that's the masculine. Right, let's get into the feminine. So the feminine's heart space, or head space. In her head space, we have the Five of Pentacles. So she's feeling very defeated right now, and that's clarified by the Nine of Wands. But she's determined. She kind of feels left out in the cold, defeated. That's the Five of Pentacles energy. So by this separation, she's getting to the point where she's tired. She's feeling left out in the cold. She doesn't know what's going on. But she's determined. She's determined to stick with the journey and to continue it forward. The next card up is the Three of Pentacles. So this is about collaboration. This is about looking toward other people for strength. She might be looking toward her tribe, her soul tribe, her friends, for strength to keep her moving forward. And to clarify that, we have the Seven of Wands. So she's collaborating with other people to find her strength, to continue to stand firm in her position with this connection. The next card up, we have the Magician. So in her headspace, she's really thinking about manifesting. She's trying to manifest this connection. She's trying to keep her vibration high. And it's really weighing heavily on her mind now. because that's clarified by the Five of Pentacles. So again, she's, kind of a defeated energy. She's having a hard time getting things to manifest. She's, really trying to stick in there and be determined and stand her ground. Um, but it's starting to wear on her because we have the Ten of Wands, which is very burdened. So the separation is burdening her. It's starting to wear on her and wear her down. And it's clarified by the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands is about wanting communication. She's very burdened over the fact that there is no communication, that she's, doesn't know where she stands or what's going on. But she's very determined and she's sticking to her journey right now in her head, in her heart space. We have the Hierophant, which is a match to his heart space. So she is also, in her heart, she has this connection and she knows that this is her masculine and that this is where they are supposed to be. And that's clarified by Temperance. So the divine is helping her to even out her energies and to be patient, to allow things to sort of balance and flow. And she's working very hard on that in her heart. We have the Nine of Swords, so she is very stressed out and worried about this connection. But that's clarified by the Death card. So that tells me that in her heart, she's working very hard on trying to release the stress and to release her control, surrender. This is about surrender. Releasing her control and her worry about the outcome, really allowing things to flow, letting her perception or her expectations of how this is supposed to be kind of fade away and just allowing it to be what it is. Next card up, we have the Death card. So she's really, in her heart right now, she's really allowing things to break away. She's trying to bring her heart space to a place of unconditional love, releasing expectation, releasing her grip on the outcome, really allowing herself to just flow and be love and shine her light. And with that, we have the Wheel. So this is karma. This is destiny. This is things coming around right as they should. And then these two cards came out together. So we have the King of Cups and we have the Six of Cups. Where's that? There you go. So the King of Cups is a match to his headspace. So in her heart is the masculine, and she sees him as the King of Cups, which is who he thinks he is in his head. And then we have the Six of Cups, which is being very nostalgic. So she still in her heart, she holds a lot of nostalgia for who her masculine was and who she is waiting for him to be and who he is now in his headspace. And that is clarified by the Devil and the Five of Cups, so, which is interesting. So the fact that she's very nostalgic about the King of Cups, and we get the Five of Cups here. Five of Cups is like crying over spilled milk. It's about looking in the past and being sad of what you've lost, but not realizing what you have in front of you. So she's really looking back on this King of Cups, on her masculine, thinking that she's lost who he was. But what she doesn't realize is he's already there. He is the King of Cups in his head. And then we have the Devil's energy. So this is about passion. This is about very sexual, very intense passion that she holds in her heart for her masculine. So he's very deep in there as the King of Cups. She's nostalgic for what they had. She's, really thinking hard on it, but she's sort of missing the point. She's thinking that she's missing all that, and that's not going to happen again. But what she doesn't know is behind the scenes, he is the King of Cups. So future energies for her, once we get through this week, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is usually a very single energy. It's about being able to look around and really enjoying what you've built. And because we've seen here that she's making she's making investment in this connection and in her future, and she's going about her life, with work and saving money and, doing everything that she needs to do in her life on her own. She now has the chance to turn around and be proud of how far she's come. Look back on the work that she's done on herself and how much she's grown. And that's clarified by the Justice card. So, being that she's coming into this energy of being very proud of herself and very one with herself is going to bring balance to this connection. Let's see. The next card up, the Nine of Cups. And I believe we had the Nine of Cups over here somewhere. Nine of Ghosts. Was his clarifier in his heart space. So we have wishes granted for her as well in her future energies. And we clarify that with the Two of Swords. So this is about finding balance within herself, and the Hanged Man, which is about going within. It is about a pause in the action. So being that that's coming out with the Nine of Cups, her wishes are going to be granted about that energy changing. She's going to find the balance, and the energy of the Hanged Man is going to be changed because wishes are going to be granted. We have the Two of Wands, so which is a match to his future energies. So they're both very much looking to the future and making plans. And then we have this Angel de la Nuit card, which I want to read from the book because that is a very specific card to this deck. I can find it. I don't read French, so let me find the English version. I think it's in the beginning. Strength. Bear with me. Maybe it's in the back. Bonus card. Okay. And I'll read this to you. It says, I am the angel of the night. If you've picked me up, then my message to you is that your inner night is soon coming to an end. You may have walked in darkness for some time, but soon, very soon, a new full moon will rise and will show you the way. My phosphorescent butterflies are here to guide you. Believe in luck. Believe in me. Believe in you. My black, soft wings are protecting you from now on. Into your ear, I whisper my sweet lullaby. Have no fear, honey. Everything is going to be fine. The night is nothing to be afraid of anymore, and the warm sun that you hold within is ready to shine again. So, wow. I think we had cycles. The connection energies, future energies with the full moon. The angel bonus card here did speak of the full moon or the moon's cycles. So future energies for the feminine is that she's protected, that her wishes are going to be granted, that there are things at play guiding her towards her end, not to have any fear. Just relax and know that everything is happening um, as it should and as an outcome to your benefit. And then the last two cards that came out together, we have Strength and we have Eight of Wands, which is a match to his somewhere. Eight of Wands somewhere. Somewhere over here. But communication. We have communications coming through. And she's gathering her strength for that. And then her clarifier is the Queen of Pentacles, who is his overall energy. So she will be the Queen of Pentacles, who rules his entire energy for the week, for the reading. So, that's the feminine. Okay, so let's do the messages from the angels for the connection. We have the Ten of Michael. A situation has ended and you're finally free. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. Then we have the Nine of Gabriel. Stay determined and move forward. Be prepared for any possibility. Okay, so this talks about forward motion, which was our theme of the week. And it talks about situations ending and you're going to be finally free. So cycles are closing. Divine healing is happening. Things are going to start taking a new direction. Everything, the wheel is starting to turn. So the angels are just coming up and they're confirming that for us. And their message to the connection is, don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. So it's always best to allow things to flow and allow things to happen naturally and as they, as they progress. So guidance for the masculine from the angels. We have the Ace of Raphael. A positive, new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. And then we have the Moon. The opportunity to improve your plans, listen to your intuition for accurate guidance, face your fears, and grow stronger. So the angels are telling the masculines that now is the time to face your fears and grow stronger, that they are with you. Your intuition will guide you. Now's the time to improve your life and take a positive step towards fulfilling and romantic relationships. And their message to the masculine. Soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. Okay. Message from the angels to the feminines. We have the Queen of Gabriel. You can do anything right now. Go after what you want. The ability to attract helpful people. Release yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox. Unnecessary worry based on lack of self-confidence. So that's a decision card. So the guidance for them is just as we said. Believe in this connection. Get to a place of self-love. Get back into your power. Release any fears. Release anything that's holding you back. Negative energies. Clear your heart space. Come to a place of unconditional love within yourself, and you will be in nice alignment to be able to come together, once these energies really kick in. So your message from Spirit for the feminines, it is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give to yourself. So while you're still in this period of healing and waiting, really work on yourself, work on your self-care, make sure you're getting rest, make sure, you're keeping your vibration high, maybe try journaling. Don't focus so much on what's going on with this connection. If you've noticed, I backed off on my readings. I've even backed off on watching readings, kind of narrowed myself down to maybe one or two readers that I watch maybe once or twice a week. Sometimes we get so caught up in needing to know, I need a reading, that sometimes that kind of puts you on a pause. You know, the universe kind of puts you in timeout, um, because you know this is about a journey that it's about surprises. It's about expecting the unexpected. Um, Sometimes you get these readings and you get so focused on one thing that you don't see something else that's happening. So, you know, that's a very important message, I think, right now, is to give yourself some time while there is a break in the action, while you are in separation. You know, while you're supposed to be healing and you're supposed to be, um, you know, doing other things. Don't just sit and focus on this. Um, and then the last two messages I have for this reading are messages from each counterpart to each other. So the masculine's message for the feminines. The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. So the masculine, which is interesting, because in his reading, he is in a much better headspace and a heart space than the feminine. If you've noticed, they've kind of switched roles. Um, she's kind of weary and worn out, and you know, almost to the point where she's like, you know what, I'm kind of over this. And he's now just coming into, like, hello, I'm waking up. Um, he's now just coming into like the magic, and oh, this is what this is, and oh, you know, that's a good idea, and you know, kind of all these things are new to him. She's been through it, been there, done that. She's just waiting for him to catch up. Um, so it's interesting that his message is the past is behind you. You know, release it and embrace new possibilities. Follow it with faith, I think, is the key. You have to continue to have faith. Have faith in your journey. Have faith in yourself. Um, some of my guidance is that, you know, before this new energy takes place, before the new direction comes in, you know, there's going to be another big test of faith. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, when you're asked, do you really think that this is the person for you? You have to have an answer. Um, you know, this is why sometimes at this point of the game, people are brought soulmates. People are brought other people from their past to see if they're going to turn around and walk away. Are you going to hang in there, or are you going to walk away? You know, kind of like The Price is Right. Do you want what's under the box or what's behind the curtain? So you do get tested that way. And it's all in, there are no wrong answers. Because if you were brought a soulmate tomorrow and you were happy with that person, you're not losing, you're winning. Because you could be just as happy with a soulmate. So, you know, the universe does bring you things to see, you know, you're going to hang in there and wait for this guy, or, you know, here's somebody else that's going to make you just as happy. You know, what are you going to do? So there are no wrong answers. Um, it's fated. It's destiny. There's a lot of wheels of fortune here. So there are no wrong answers. You can't do anything wrong when it's all about loving yourself and making yourself happy and what's going to make you happy. There are no wrong answers. So the message to the masculines from the feminine. A message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light, and I love you. And that is sweet. So that is my reading for tonight. This is a energy check-in, like I said, for the Twin Flame Collective, and I hope it resonates. Make sure to subscribe and like and comment below. Let me know how you feel about the video. It's been a while since I did a reading, and like I said, this kind of took on a life of its own. But I'm very proud of the way it came out. So I hope this resonates. I hope you took some really great messages from it and you get some nice energy blasts from it, because there's a lot of love and a lot of changes and things, good things happening here for both counterparts. And it makes me excited. So hopefully it does the same for you. And thanks for watching.